Hi, I'm Brendan.
And I'm Spencer.
And we're from Panic at the Disco, and you're watching Noise 11.
Okay, welcome back to Noise 11. We are here with Panic at the Disco, Brendan and Spencer. Welcome back to Australia.
Thank you.
Now, let's go straight to the nitty gritty.
All right.
Not so long ago, you were more than a two-piece,
Yeah.
and now you're a two-piece.
Mm-hmm.
What was it that? I mean, the band practically broke up. Is that right?
Yeah, we decided to split mainly because what Spencer and I wanted to do was different from what Ryan and John wanted to carry on with musically. So we kind of realized that if we had tried to compromise and stick together, we probably would have sacrificed some friendships, and we didn't want to do that. So luckily we're all still friends, and we can just do our own music thing.
Was it a difficult decision to reinstate the band, or was there ever a chance you guys were going to go off and start another band or something new?
Yeah, I guess right at the beginning we wasn't sure, exactly what we were going to do. I mean, we knew we wanted to do something together. We just didn't know if that was going to be Panic. And I don't know, it didn't take long, though. Just thinking about kind of where we'd come from, what we wanted to do was more in line with what the band had done before. And also, being on the touring for the 5 years that we were as the four guys, it's like we kind of didn't want to give that up. We kind of wanted to keep going with what we had been working for.
So how did you go about finding new guys to tour with? Because it's not just you on stage.
Just Craigslist.
Craigslist.
Easy.
That's the easiest way. Yeah. Well, we kind of lucked out, actually. We knew Ian probably about a year and a half before that. We had met him through he was our friend's cousin, like one of our really good friends. It was his cousin. He was like, hey, he plays guitar, and we got him to play with one of our other friends in the band, The Cab. And then Dallin, we met about 2.5 years ago, and it was the start of a beautiful friendship. We met and instantly just kind of started sharing each other's videos and music and just funny, stupid jokes that we all seem to really enjoy together. So that's really what happened.
Yeah. It was just a bonus that he could play
and
as
it was
well.
a bonus that he was an amazing musician, so that worked out.
So you have your third record out now, Vices and Virtues. You were saying before that you guys stuck together because you wanted to go back to the original vision of the band, but did it feel like you were starting again? Does this feel like a debut record to you?
In a lot of ways it does, yeah. It feels kind of fresh and new. But yeah, we had missed out on some things. I think the second record we're still very, very proud of, but we definitely set up a few more limitations than we had on the first record, which we definitely
limitations though, in what way?
We wanted to get a certain sound, so we said, well, we can't do this and we can't do this. And on the first record it was no holds barred, whatever we want to do. We kind of missed that a little bit, so we wanted to kind of return to that.
So this time you went in the studio, were you just kind of making it up in the studio, or something cool came along and you went, oh wow, that was lucky? Sonically,
yeah, with some sounds, yeah, that's kind of how it went. But we knew we had to have the songs written before we even started recording. So some of the stuff was, made up on the spot, but for the most part, I'd say 90% of it was written beforehand, and then we would mess around with sounds in the studio and stuff like that.
And you did have the added advantage of having two musicians or former musicians as producers as well.
Oh yeah.
These guys were making music when all of us were little kids.
Yeah, totally.
In fact, I remember seeing Goldfinger as a teenager, but did you sort of go to them for any advice, or 3 records in, do you go, no, we know it all now, that's it?
No, we're always looking for some advice, especially from heavyweights like John Feldman and Butch Walker. It was just a massive learning experience for us. We wanted to get a little better at recording and producing ourselves, and that's kind of where I think we see ourselves going in the long run. We want to be able to do that with our own records, and what better people to learn from than Feldman and Butch Walker. It was kind of awesome to just have them be so open to showing us tricks and showing us, they didn't really have any secrets or keep anything from us. They, we had a question, they had an answer, so it worked out perfectly. I think we, at least had enough questions to where we could learn something.
Yeah. Did you prepare an interview for them?
A lot of times we did, and they cut that short, and that was no. It was nice. They made it really comfortable and really easy and fun.
It sounds like there's a kind of a move towards, like lyrically on this record, towards love songs about girls and things like that.
Yeah.
Is that were you guys suddenly more inspired by your significant others, if they exist?
Yeah, lyrically, I definitely was. I had just started seeing a girl who now I'm happy to say I'm engaged to.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And yeah, it was kind of the first time where it was a different relationship, where in the past I had seen myself being destructive in one way or another. And then this time it didn't feel that way. It was more just excitement and a little bit of anxiousness to just see where it would go. And that, anything that I guess we feel that strongly is good material for lyrics.
So is your next album, if you're engaged by the time you're married, is that going to be like a real...
It's going to be like,
true love
kids are the best, let's all have children.
Well, you joke about that, but I saw footage of you that someone filmed probably on their camera phone of you guys playing Kansas's Carry On My Wayward Son.
Yeah.
So, you're already moving in that direction there.
We love that song.
Yeah, the kids thing is going to be a big movement I see coming, It's like, now we're out, it's 2011, 2013 comes around, the kid songs are going to be huge.
Well, we're kids bop,
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys know the Wiggles?
Sadly, I do.
Oh, there you
I do
go.
know who the Wiggles are.
There's a Wiggles tribute album coming out soon.
Really?
So,
That's
you
awesome.
guys should muscle your way into
we
that.
gotta do Yo Gabba Gabba or something. We gotta do something. Missing out here.
Tell us about the song "Always."
Mm-hmm.
Is not a Bon Jovi cover,
No, it's not.
but
It's not.
it is kind of your. I suppose it's like a modern day power ballad.
Yeah, it's
in a
somewhat
way.
of a ballad. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely a slower, kind of more sentimental song.
That song sounds to me like one that really could have been. I'm sure they were all written on guitar or piano or
Right.
whatever instrument you had there, but that one, it sounds like you wrote the song and went, that's it, that's good enough,
Yeah,
and then just add little bits.
It did. It sounded similar to. It was just acoustic guitar and vocals, and we were sitting at Feldman's house just around the campfire. Like, we had been in the house all day for 10 hours, and we were just kind of losing our minds. We're like, all right, let's go outside and get some fresh air, some fresh LA air. I don't know what that would be,
Yeah.
but then
you buy that in
yeah,
oxygen
you do. You get
bottles,
smog,
don't you?
you get smog bars. Yeah, it's really nice. No, it was just kind of one of those ones. I mean, once in a while we would get those moments where a song would come a little bit easier than the other ones had in the past. So that was one that, some of the lyrics were written, but a lot of them were finished during the writing process, which ended up being really nice, kind of cathartic in a sense.
I think one song that really stood out to me, particularly musically, was Sarah Smiles, which is Sarah the name of your...
That is. I wasn't very imaginative. I didn't really have a different name. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure she's very happy about
Oh,
it.
yeah, no, it was awesome.
That song, has some very fancy guitar work going on. I really particularly noticed a little acoustic riff that happens in the verse there.
Yeah.
Was that you kind of experimenting a little more with the music?
Yeah. I think from song to song on this record, we wanted to. Nothing was tied down to a concept of an album, so each song had its own respective direction, I guess. With that one, we had two different versions actually. It started out, and we just ended up melding them together. So it was, the first half was like a shuffle, a little accordion number, and then the next one we wanted to make a little faster and grittier, and just ended up putting them together, and it worked for us. We really got excited about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's like the Beatles, A Day in the Life.
It was similar to that, yeah. Not nearly as good, but yeah, it was.
But
it was
almost.
Almost.
Almost,
Close.
yeah.
It was close.
You guys were around 18 when you first became superstars. Do you feel different about it now that you're getting older? I say getting older. You're 24.
No,
right?
we feel a little older, and we'll definitely wake up, a little.
But
slower,
when you're 18, then it must be a strange experience to be suddenly thrust out into the world with thousands of screaming fans.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we kind of always thought it was weird and didn't really feel that comfortable in that position, So we were always sort of, trying to keep our heads on our shoulders and just realizing that this is not something that's like normal, to have that much or that many people hear your music that quickly. So I think we were always aware that it was, not something to be expected for everything that you put out. And so that's why, I guess the expectations for the future records never really changed from the first one, which was just as long as enough people listen so that we don't have to work at McDonald's, and we can support ourselves, then that'll be, satisfy us. So, looking back now, I think the only thing that's weird is that many people heard songs that we were writing when we were like 18 years old in high school, and it's not the most profound thoughts going through your head at that moment of your life. But
Does that affect the way you write songs now, knowing that thousands of people are going to hear them?
no, not really. No.
We try not to let it get into our heads, because then, we wouldn't want anybody
Then it
else's
will,
opinions to dictate what we write. So
I mean, I guess the one thing is being more, aware, I guess, if you're trying to write a song lyrically that could be more of a universal, thought or something. But other than that, I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, the success is very well deserved, guys. Thanks so much for joining us.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks for the interview.